Empty Nester Chronicles has hopped a train in London and we're on our way to Paris. Join us as we share shortcuts to save you time and money as you tour this beautiful, iconic city. Part 2, Paris. Welcome back to Empty Nester Chronicles, and if you're new, welcome. We're so glad you joined us as we share the joys of our next best life. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We'll let you know when we post another video. Now let's get started.
We have departed from London. We are on the Eurostar. It's a 2.5-hour trip to France. Lovely train.
And it was really comfortable. I love the seating. We had the little table between the three of us. And you really want to pay attention to when you purchase your tickets. Tip number 1, the sooner you purchase your tickets, the less you'll pay.
Yeah, if you wait longer, you will pay more.
We arrived in Paris at the Gare du Nord train station. It was super busy. Now look at the taxi signs. You want to catch a taxi at one of the signs and not have someone walk up to you because there are a lot of scammers.
So if you're in the train station and you see someone offering a taxi, ignore it.
Yeah, and you can always call a taxi using the app, the G7 app. If your taxi is legitimate, it should have a taxi sign on top of it, unless it's an Uber or a personal driver. That was our second tip.
Paris is a very walkable city, so make sure that you have comfortable shoes.
Yeah, tip number 3, you can walk for miles, and it's a very pleasant experience. Shopping, there's a lot to see and do, but you want to make sure your feet are well taken care of and that you're comfortable during your entire stay. Tip number 4, taking the metro. We actually did not get a chance to take the metro, but I hear that it's really streamlined and easy to do, and you can always buy a pass, and here are some of the prices. They seem to be very affordable, and you'll be able to scan them as you go from destination to destination.
Okay. And a tip for riding the metro, just be careful. There are pickpockets that will target tourists, so just be careful.
We decided to take an Uber to our apartment, and it was really fun this way because our very first time in Paris,
we wanted to see everything.
Yep, and we did. We went down the Champs-Élysées and we saw the House of Dior and one of the Louis Vuitton offices, and then we're going to see the second one here. This was a really interesting and ominous looking figure, but this is in front of one of the Louis Vuitton offices, and look at this. So creative and very interesting and eye-catching. She's throwing paint on the side of the building. We stayed in an area that was very vibrant. There were a lot of shops and restaurants around, and it was in walking distance to the Louvre.
We stayed at the Citadines in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, it was really nice.
And if you look to the right and you wink your eye and you squint, you can see the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Very top. But it was nice. It had 1 bedroom, and then the living room had a pull-out couch where our son stayed. There were a lot of French bistros and patisseries in the area where we stayed, and we all decided to check out this one, and it turned out to be a really good choice. Tip number 5, many restaurants allow you to use your phone to scan and pick the language you would like to have for your menu. So the guys decided to try the traditional croque monsieur, which is actually a upper level grilled cheese and ham sandwich. They said it was really good, and I wanted the same thing, but I decided to go for the croque madame, which is the same sandwich with an egg on top. It was delicious, by the way.
And speaking of delicious, you have to go to a patisserie.
Yeah, it's the French bakery. They were everywhere.
It does not disappoint.
No, everything looked delicious. Everything we tried absolutely was delicious. We decided to go for the beautiful strawberry tart. It was so good and it was so pretty, I almost did not want to cut into it.
Well, I can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, they were ready to go for it.
We were walking in the Eiffel Tower area, decided we wanted some ice cream, and we went to this shop that was right near the Eiffel Tower.
Oh yeah, it was a cute little ice cream shop.
So we had our ice cream.
Yeah, we wanted to go for a walk and eat our ice cream. And we strolled down the street and found this spot. And this is on Rue Street. And it's a very famous street in Paris, right near the Eiffel Tower. It's a residential street in the 7th arrondissement. And it offers the most incredible view of the Eiffel Tower. And hundreds of people have taken pictures here and posted them on Instagram.
I really liked seeing the French architecture up against the Eiffel Tower. It was remarkable.
Yeah, beautiful. And you know what's interesting about this? Last year, we posted a video on how to apply for global entry when traveling internationally. And this particular scene is actually posted in that video. And at the time, I had no idea where it was located in Paris. I just knew we wanted to go one day, and we were kind of daydreaming. I'm going to attach the link down below to that video, and you can watch it after you see this one. But I think it's really awesome that we kind of just happened upon this street and realized this was the one in that scene. Now, first time to Paris, everybody wants to go to the Louvre, and we were no different. However, I am going to give you a very important tip. When you are planning a trip to the Louvre, please arrange to get your tickets early. Tip number 6, you can avoid ridiculously long lines, like 2-hour long lines, just by purchasing your tickets early and getting an actual time scheduled for when you enter the museum. We got there, first of all, go early. Try to get the first tour available, and you can do a self-tour, but go early. That's my 7th tip, go early. And we were able to walk right into the door, no standing in line. We were like, is this the right way? Because look at all those people outside. And it was no problem whatsoever. By the time we got done with the museum, we were looking at this line that was wrapped around itself. And I was so grateful. We had already made our arrangements early and then went early at one of the first times open. And, you know, we had the rest of the day to ourselves. And I recommend those 2 tips for you.
And another tip, the Louvre is a huge museum. Don't think that you're going to see it in a few hours. I heard someone say that it's like 9 miles of galleries, and
It felt like it. And we were only there a couple hours, and I think we probably only saw about a quarter of it.
yeah.
Yep. And that was enough for me. So, you know, word to the wise, plan your time out. If you want to see the whole thing, allow a couple days. Another thing Paris is famous for is the food. Tip number 8, try various types of cuisine. Paris is known as an international city of diversity, and there are so many different types of foods.
And that adds to your whole experience of Paris.
Right, but we had, Afro-Cuban, French food, of course. We went to a Thai restaurant. There were so many different types of foods. Now, if you're anything like a girl, you would probably appreciate having some time off of your feet. Paris is a walkable city, but mobility issues caused from arthritis, bursitis, any other type of old personitis. And I was very grateful that we had the hop-on, hop-off bus tickets to tour the city.
Yeah, it's a good way to see the city. And also, you don't have to worry about parking. I would never suggest that you rent a car there. Paris Drive is really congested.
Yeah, it seemed I could never drive in Paris.
Yeah, and so the hop-on, hop-off buses are good. You can get a view of the city. You have a tour guide telling you about different points of interest in the city.
Tip number 10. Another way to stay off your feet is to take a scenic river cruise. And we did take the cruise down the River Seine. It was beautiful. And it rained. If you can't notice in a lot of our pictures, it rained. A lot of the time we were in Paris, we were prepared. And it was just as lovely in the rain, if you can believe that.
The boat ride was really relaxing. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, and you get to see another side of Paris that you may not see from the city streets. And here's a bonus tip. One of the pastimes of Paris, if you ask a native Parisian, they'll tell you people watching is something that everyone enjoys. And I have to tell you, there's so many opportunities and so many excellent spots to do that. And we just a couple times grabbed some cafe chairs in front of a cafe, ordered a meal or a coffee, and sat and just watched people go by. Bonjour. Bonjour. The Paris Flea Market was another grand opportunity just to do some fun people watching. And I think we did more of that than anything else. Now, we did some shopping around. We bought just a few things, a few souvenirs and trinkets to bring home to remind us of our trip. But we did more people watching. So we looked at the flowers and the produce and the antiques and looked at things that we considered taking home, and then found a few treasures that we did bring home. And then we had a lovely lunch and sat and just watched people go by.
Yeah, and you're just soaking up the culture, and that's a big part of the Parisian experience. This is our tale of two uniquely different European cities. London is formal.
Yeah, and Paris is a lot more cosmopolitan. We really enjoyed you watching the video with us and hope you enjoyed it. And we hope that some of the information we shared with you was helpful when you're planning your trip to Paris and London. So with that being said, we're going to let you go and hope that you join us again. If you like the video, please press the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. We will let you know when we post another video. Until then, take care of yourself and please take good care of someone else. Bye.